Rarity Games here, doing our first live broadcast. And I'm here with Chris, as always, my man. We're
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
trying out something new, getting running it through a Zoom call right now, having fun. And as you
Running this
just,
digital lifestyle.
yeah, right, as you just asked me what the hell I've been playing lately, Remnant from the Ashes is my number one game right now, for sure.
You have been telling me about this nonstop. This is on Game Pass, so it's in the massive list of stuff that I'm ready to play.
Dude, it is, oh my god, it's so fun. It's literally like Bloodborne, but not as like crazy hard, and
Okay.
it's with guns. You can make it crazy hard. Like there's hardcore mode where you only have one life through the whole gameplay, and then there's
Yeah.
three difficulties. So I've been playing on hard, and it's pretty difficult. But if you get leveled up, it's doable. If I haven't touched insane yet or hardcore, it's too much. Game is so fun though. So what you been up to? What you been playing?
Anything and everything. What you got? No. So Game Pass has been super awesome to me personally lately. I
Yeah,
ran through the Surge 2, which was just an amazingly delightful game. That was so much fun. I
really.
expected it to be a little janky because the first one was like a Souls-esque technically janky kind of game,
Mm-hmm.
but it had an awesome flow to the combat, incredible like chunky mechanics. When you went to hit something, it felt like you hit something with a mace. It was great. It was only maybe I want to say 25 hours or so it wasn't super long, but
I'm
it
sure
was
there's plenty of side content to get to though.
so much side
Yeah.
content, and it also has a branching system in a city, so you can actually like explore as you would. I don't want to say open world ish, but very much so. Choose your path. Like if you want to
Yeah.
say like three or four different paths, almost like a Mega
Yeah,
Man style. Which boss do you want to fight?
like
Kind of
Mass
thing. Like
Effect kind of thing, and then or
yeah.
like the Dark Souls games. That's what Remnant does that too. There's like multiple paths in every main
Hmm.
area you go to. It's I love those kind of things because you can just go back and explore again and again and again. So
Yep.
it's always nice.
Every once in a while, I've been playing a little bit of Mario Odyssey with the girl. Just
Yeah,
some bonding time, just some fun, cartoonish fun.
that's what's up. I'm
but
glad she's getting into some games with you a little bit. That's awesome.
yeah, absolutely. I just about went back and platinumed Ori and the Blind Forest, and I'm playing through Ori and the Will of the Wisps now. And dude, I forgot how
My
good
man.
those games are. Blind Forest, I got in like 2016. Played it for a little bit, didn't grab me, and just sat in the library for years. Completely forgot about it. Came back around on Game Pass. I was like, oh yeah, I already own that. I
Yeah.
forgot about that game. I
That
hopped in,
I you
and
talked
the
about that so much. You said I always say how much you love those games.
yeah, and that tiny little baby squirrel got me again. Whatever that thing is, it was adorable. Had touching moments. I can't speak highly enough of that game. It scratched like a Metroid itch that I had for a very long time that I forgot that I had.
Yeah.
Like with the platforming and like the
Yeah, that
upgrades. It was
Castlevania esque. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
absolutely
awesome.
that polished 2D system. Um, God, what
Yeah,
else
that's
have
why
I
I
been
like Dead
playing?
Cells so much. Yeah, like
Hmm.
you that was a very good game for that. I love
Yeah,
that style.
I've been periodically popping into Fallout 76. I
Really?
got to give them props. Yep,
How?
got to
Yeah.
give them props for
How
fixing
is the
that game.
major update?
Uh it's big. It's not huge, but it's big. They added a bunch of stuff, but because of the leveling system of that game is so ridiculous, they had to add content for like 60 to 70 levels worth of stuff because there are people that are level 150 in that game
Uh
because there essentially is almost no level cap. You stop earning like abilities at level I think like 50 or 60, but as you just keep leveling, they just keep giving you more cards for their like
yeah,
perk
yeah, yeah.
system to swap out.
That's a
So,
really
but
interesting system though. It's very unique. I'll give it that.
it is very unique, and it's very interesting to be able to change your role on the fly for like, oh, I'm with this party, I'm going to be a damage dude, or I'm with this party, let me give the perk of I'm a medic. Like I pick people up and give extra health kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they added a ton of content to it. The people aren't as common as you would assume. The quests aren't as robust as necessarily you would like, but I think that's one of those things. It's
Really? I
going
thought
to
that was
be
the
an
whole point.
it is, but it feels like
Thank you. My man.
It feels like the alpha of an
I love
expansion
you,
is the best
Rich.
way I can put it.
Yeah, Rich just
Um,
sent us some stars, man. Love you,
oh,
buddy.
shout out to Rich, man. Thanks,
Yeah,
bud.
right. Um,
But it feels like the alpha of an expansion where like uh, a, a couple of factions, I want to say maybe 5 factions, have moved into this map. Now, shout out to Bethesda. The Fallout map was the star of the game. Even when the game was glitchy and buggy and weird, they made an amazing map. It was huge. There's so many places you want to go and explore and assume stuff would happen. Um, they gave us a reason to go back to that game, is pretty much what they did.
yeah,
I would love to see where it's at in 6 months. I hop in once a week and maybe spend like 5 hours just going to and explore a
yeah,
random
yeah,
area.
yeah.
They
I was gonna
they
say,
interlace new.
Rich, if you hold on one second, Rich, if you're still here, let me know what you think. He said stars for 76 mentioned. That's why he gave us the stars. So what? How do you like it, dude? What's your thoughts on it right now? I appreciate that though, Rich.
They didn't get rid of all the old quests. They kind of layered the quest structure new and old.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, I want to say it's a diamond for like a person quest, like an NPC quest to interact with like a dialogue
Yeah,
system
yeah,
or a
yeah.
person, and it's a square for the old school quests of like, oh, there's a holotape and probably a robot at the end of this. There's no like interaction other than like ghouls or something.
I mean, at least they added some content that way, but that is a little disappointing to hear. It's
I
good to hear that overall you give them praise for the update. So I imagine it's a much better game.
One of the much better. One of the early things that really sold me on it was one of the NPCs is Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, Jason Mewes.
All right, that'll
He's a
work.
ghoul at the beginning of the game, and I was
That's
like, all right, dude,
awesome.
all
That's
right, dude, I'm down.
awesome.
I'm down. You're in a standoff and a gunfight, and he's there, and some cool stuff happens based off how your character is like statted and built. So
Yeah,
like
I
it's
wonder if
there.
you'll run
The
into Kevin
skeleton.
Smith as like an extended storyline later. That'd be cool.
I actually found out recently Jay Muse started Twitch streaming, so he's like trying to get big into
He's
like that kind
integrating.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's interesting. That's really cool. I like that. Yeah, dude. Besides Remnant, recently I started to dabble a little bit in Assassin's Creed again because I want to try to get Odyssey a little bit further along before
dude,
Valhalla.
you and me both. I got so far into that DLC and then just hit a wall.
Yeah. I need to come back to that because Valhalla does look very fun. I started playing Call of Duty again a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get into the VR, have some fun since I've been streaming. I felt like it was a good idea.
So, so
That's
real quick,
definitely a lot better now.
not to go too far. I never played Origins.
Yeah.
Do you assume it's worth to go back and
No.
play Origins after I finish Odyssey?
No. I personally, sorry if I offend anyone on this one, but I like Odyssey much better than Origins.
Because graphically,
didn't get
Odyssey and Origins look just about the same. I got the Xbox One X with the 4K TV, like, so it's going to be a good-looking game, I know. But like, one of the things that grabbed me about Odyssey was the story system and just the way the game kind of unfolded was really compelling.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. The storyline in Odyssey is a lot more. I can grab onto it more than I could in Origins.
It felt more Witcher.
Yeah,
if
Origins
that
a bit of a love story, and it wasn't really the vibe I was feeling from an Assassin's Creed game. I don't know. That's me personally, and the setting is awesome at first, but it becomes very bare, and like you're always either in tombs or walking in sand, and it's like compared to the beautiful landscape in Odyssey,
it gets old.
Yeah, like you can find new stuff in Odyssey and enjoy it. But Rich said he pretty much agrees with you. He said it's pretty cool. He said it's awesome how they've been progressively adding content.
For Fallout.
Yeah, he subbed to the first program for like 2 months. Like private server thing.
That gives you the premium outfits. And
he said he was really grinding and before the recent update, and he said the servers are running like butter for private. So he said he's enjoying it for the most part.
Yeah, they have done a heck of a lot of work on the back end with that game. I don't want to say publicly it runs like butter, but
he said the private servers run like butter.
Oh yeah, no. I know the private ones run well, but publicly it doesn't run like butter, but it runs good. I beta tested that game like way back once upon a time. Yeah. And from where that game was to where it is, they have made a tremendous amount of work. I think Bethesda learned a lot out of Fallout 76.
Yeah, I Imagine. And then I'm sure they took a lot of learnings from Elder Scrolls Online because they made a good comeback at some point too. So
They did. They totally did. But I think maybe they didn't necessarily lean hard enough on their experiences with the Elder Scroll Online studio, because that was a different studio that made ESO versus 76.
yeah, I got you. I'm definitely looking, but back to the Assassin's Creed topic. I'm definitely looking forward to Valhalla because I feel like
Valhalla looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and how they're tying in like the bird that you have is the crow of Odin, like the Odin's Eye crow. Like
Well,
they did a little
and
bit of
that's
that in
one of
God
the
of War.
things. That was one of the things I was wondering is Odin supposed to be like Alexios or whatever from like Odyssey? Like, I wonder how they're going to try and tie this in.
We'll see.
Like, you know what I mean?
It definitely is going to tie into the God aspect a lot, and
That's why I
really
need to go
like
back
that.
and finish the Atlantis DLC. I started it and like I hit a wall.
So now I'll say that I feel like that's what you're missing from Origins is the Egyptian God aspect, because they're doing Egyptian gods and they tie into that, and then you got the Roman gods, and now we're getting the Viking gods.
Yeah, they did that with Origins with the DLC. That's one of the reasons I was like, if I would get it, I'd get the gold edition or whatever.
Yeah, I did too. That's what I got, and I just never ended up.
But in the same token, going back to Origins, I know I'm turning around. I'm looking at like at least a 75-hour game, and if you're telling me I might not enjoy half of that 75 hours, I'm like, oh.
It's a lot of traveling, man, and that's where it becomes dull. It's hard to come back to. I don't want you to waste your money on it. If you got a $10-$20 game, that's a gold edition. If you're okay with spending it, do it. Fuck it.
And not to go back to my Zelda roots, but like that's what Breath of the Wild did amazing. Traveling in that game was fun. It was inventive travel.
Yep, 100%.
You had what's over the next hill kind of travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, reminded me. Have you checked out the Star Wars update?
I have not.
Oh man,
you told me about it. We went in, or you did that video about it, and I looked at it and it looks awesome. I'm excited for it, but I'm not in a huge rush because of the fact that I completed that game in such a way that was so satisfying.
Yes, I know. That's why I was so happy to go back, because me and you like obliterated that game. So it's so awesome.
I don't
want to
go back. Content. I don't want to go back just yet. I want to go back almost when I've forgotten about it. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair. It's only wave-based stuff, but it is interesting, and you can fight like the dark side Cal Kestis, and you can fight all the bosses again, and they're like slightly different than they were before, and you can fight all of them at the same time if you want to. Like all of them, they're all on the field coming at you with lightsabers. Like that is too much to deal with, dude.
So
it's fun.
Getting
very fun.
Getting back to Valhalla a little bit. Did you watch that Xbox gameplay reveal?
Yeah, that's everybody's very disappointed in Xbox right now and their gameplay reveals.
I am of the mindset that Xbox was probably given a line from Ubi that said, "Hey, this is a gameplay trailer," and then when they got it, they were
they just
we said gameplay. You know what I mean?
It was gameplay engine, so I get it, but
but here's the difference. When we say gameplay, we assume you have a UI. There's a human behind the sticks. As my dog just creeps into the camera shot.
What's up, buddy?
It's in engine. There's someone behind the sticks. You get that like, oh, this is the third person, what the user is going to see kind of view. That's gameplay to us, like, you know what I mean, the gamers. But to them, it's, oh no, this is running on the system gameplay, and it's like, there could have been a human behind those controls at one point, but you like stripped everything out and went into a cinematic mode.
It was
not
straight up gameplay.
No,
yes, exactly.
No,
and
it wasn't.
It is very disappointing, and they did this quite a few times in the last recent trailers they've been dropping, and people are like, yeah, but we get it, but we want to see actually how the game plays. We don't want to see like just a cutscene made in the engine, like.
Yeah, and this is a very old thing that has gone back to E3s and even before E3 when it was the CSS.
I love you, Rich. He gave us another 100 stars for your dog. He goes stars for doggo and gives us another. I love you, Rich.
Oh no. He heard his.
He's like, hold on. Let me give you more doggo.
I
love it.
Anyway,
Yeah, dude.
But
Regardless of the in-engine stuff, like, yeah, it's disappointing, but like, I know what's gonna happen is we're gonna get way better graphics than what we're seeing right now. Like, there has to be time for them to build on these systems and learn. And like, the
absolutely,
tech demo from PS5, Unreal Engine 5, that Unreal Engine 5 is gonna run on the Xbox as well, and it might even look a little better on the
So
Xbox. Like, it's
as we've
gonna
been,
be incredible. Like, ugh.
mhm.
That I can't. I'm
as we've
making
been
a video
going
about
from
that very soon. That was so good.
as we've been going from generation to generation, we're getting much better video to the point where the graphics from generation to generation, you're getting, I don't want to say minor differences, but you're getting like stepping differences. Like
Yeah.
the quality's not huge leaps. What the huge leap this generation is going to be is most people haven't really experienced like the true SSD with the no loading time. That's going to be the thing where like you walk through a door, you don't get like a 30-second load as you're sitting at some weird screen watching a circle or whatever. It literally is just going to be like maybe a weird animation of like him walking through a door or something, almost like they did this generation with like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 that they just did with the remasters.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
going to just optimize all that so it's more of an experience. And I think with the utilization on that in PS5, that's going to be a huge thing for PSVR 2 because they got to be working on a PSVR 2 somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with things like haptic feedback and tension triggers, and then the graphical fidelity and the lumen system and the Unreal Engine, like stuff like that, it is gonna be an experience and a half. And they have no way of doing that on that much of an epic scale right now with the system that we're using. Like,
Well,
the
and
new
not only
system's
that,
all about having enough memory to just throw every single thing at you to make it feel as real as possible.
if the next PSVR takes advantage of the inside out tracking like some of the other headsets are doing, and you can actually see like your fingers move in real world and then in
Joey,
the
I
game.
don't see nothing here, buddy. Sorry, Chris. You say, "Gee, thanks for ignoring you." What did you say? I didn't see nothing. But yeah, he goes, "Gee, thanks for ignoring me." I'm like, "Wait, who? What?" I don't see nothing.
Anyway, the
Yeah,
inside out tracking when you're able to move your fingers in game and in digit, like we're getting to the point where VR is going to start to be like an actuality for in-home
yeah.
mass market.
Yeah, it's kind of, oh man, it's insane. I in the a finished copy of this video, I'm gonna throw up a little bit of that trailer for that Unreal Engine 5 trailer to show you guys what we're talking about here. But it's literally like, I couldn't believe it. I woke up this morning and looked at that video after hearing a lot of disappointment in what people have seen, and then seeing that, I was like, okay, awesome, because the amount of polygons, the amount of like detail, and some of the stuff in that trailer.
Well,
it was just,
and it's like
incredible.
any other big tech push or update. Once the hardware is out there, it takes a little while for the software to kind of catch up to it to really take advantage of that. I think when the PS5 and the Xbox Series X launch, you're going to see a very close parity between Xbox One and Xbox Series X and PS4 and PS5. They're going to be very similar. Obviously, one's going to be a little better and a little faster, but it's going to take them a couple years to really learn how to take advantage of that hardware.
Yeah, 100%. I give them a year before people start getting their minds blown. Then I give it 2-3 years before we don't understand how they're even doing it anymore. It's going to be so nice.
But back to Xbox with their live stream. Xbox, I'm a fan of. I enjoy Xbox, but their events are often hit or miss. Sometimes you have a banger out of nowhere, or you have like a fizzle pop, like someone says fireworks and then they hand you a sparkler and you're like, oh.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess this is a firework.
Yeah, they've done that quite a few times recently, and like this whole gameplay thing, you think they learned after last E3. Like, they were going hard with all that gameplay, and it was all cutscene and engine shit, and like, you'd think they would come out with Xbox Series X reveals and show us a little more.
That being said, they at least told us it was third party, and like they brought it down a little bit, but I think they themselves kind of got maybe not what they thought they were going to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive of that.
Scorn was interesting. That like weird horror skeleton HR Geiger thing.
It did look pretty interesting.
That looked interesting, but scary in a way that I don't think I'll play.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, there's a lot of games that I saw that look pretty cool. That one game, I'm drawing a blank on the name right now, but the one that everybody was hype about, it looked dead up like Titanfall 3. It's like the game. It's made by
Yes, it looked like it was made. Yeah, I know what
yeah,
you're
it's
talking
made
about.
by
Looked
a
like a run and gun.
singular. Yeah, it's made by a singular developer. There's one guy. It's a one guy team, and it looks so nice and
Yeah,
looks.
it
It
literally
looks
looks
like
like a
it's
respawn game.
Titanfall 3. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like Titanfall 3, and he's using a grappling hook to grab dudes, pull in, and he had a sword. He's slicing them in half. But like
Oh,
the
was that
running and
was that
gunning aspects of it all looked like
was that
Titanfall.
the Bright Moment Memory Infinite or
I
something?
think yeah, I think that's it. I think it is. But either way, that was the best thing I saw recently out of the Xbox stuff, and it really incredible. That Xbox Series X reveals gameplay
I
stuff
was
was cool.
I was pleasantly surprised to see Vampire the Masquerade there.
Yeah, that
That
looked good
was
too.
that was an old series I played in the '90s. That was like quirky back then,
Yeah,
but
the
like
dude from game. Good.
to have them play into that like We Happy Few angle of like weird,
Yeah,
messed up, like Christmas music-y serial killer stuff. Like
yeah.
I think there's going to be an audience that's really going to dig this game in a weird way.
Yeah, the dude from Gamer Ranks is like super hype about it. He won't stop talking about it when he gets a chance. Like every other
Mm-hmm.
video that he makes that's like a general video, he always brings it up. And like he's been mentioning a lot. That's where I got the info on it from. And then seeing this, I was like, wow, like, he was right. It's gonna be good.
So this whole summer of games thing that IGN is doing, and then Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Keighley's doing his own summer
Really cool.
thing.
I'm glad
Yeah,
somebody's doing it.
there needed to be some kind of online replacement for E3. All of these trailers and all this hype has to go somewhere. It's not just going to go nowhere. And as you've seen, if you don't manage that expectation and direct that interest properly, it can like turn around and bite you.
Yes, 100%. It like real fast. So it's definitely cool that somebody's pulling something out like this, and then it's nice to see stuff like that Xbox Series X reveal, and then the gameplay demo for the Unreal Engine 5. Like seeing stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that is cool because right around the corner we're about to
Yeah.
get like the full drop.
I think in June Xbox is gonna drop all their specs for like a October November release.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the hardware is ready. I think the software with COVID-19 and everything that's going on is going to be impacted. I think a lot of games are going to get delayed, but I think the hardware is going to come out and then they're just going to build upon it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm literally like the moment that they say pre-order now, it's boom done. I'm pre-ordering the
Oh,
PS5
absolutely.
immediately. I have to. I just got my 4K TV.
Well, not only
It's
that,
over.
depending upon who you ask, there could hypothetically be a shortage. So
Yeah, that's my point. I'm boom ordering because I purposely didn't get a PS4 Pro because I knew this was coming. So
Well, and Eric and I were having an offline conversation the other day. If you want to go ahead and get your tinfoil, join us on this tinfoil hat
oh
moment.
god,
Um, we were talking about how PS4 could easily be the best selling console of all time. With the release of the PS5, maybe just before a couple of weeks, or maybe at the same time as the announce event, they dropped the PS4 to 199 or 189. Move out their old inventory, clear out all the existing hardware that they're sitting on. Uh, they're going to have a hard time producing PS5s, so they're not going to have as many of them as maybe they had originally wanted to with the way the
yeah,
world is right now. So dropping the PS4, getting more people on that PSN, getting more people in that ecosystem for 199 or 189, they could easily sell past the PS2. So as of March, when reported through I think GamesIndustry.biz or something, they were at roughly 110 million. All they need is 45 million more to pass the PS2 at 155. So if you
I think
drop
they
that
know they
price,
only need 35 million more. I think I'm pretty
45,
sure. I thought it was
110 to
100.
155.
Oh, I thought it was 144 for the PS2.
No.
No, regardless, that is
Yeah,
very
either
close,
way,
and
if
they're gonna get really cheap, and that's exactly what happened to the PS2. Is
not to mention,
when the
not
new
to mention,
consoles came out, they actually dropped in price a
mm,
drastic amount, and a lot of people bought them because they were like $100, and
yep,
that's when it skyrocketed and became the best selling console.
yep.
So we'll see that probably happen again.
Not to mention that if you try and buy a base PS4 right now, they're still $299.
Ooh. Yeah, well, they went back up because all this is
Yeah.
happening, and then the trade war thing. Like there was
Mm-hmm.
multiple reasons the prices went
Mm-hmm.
back up. They were coming down to like 220, 230,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
less,
Absolutely.
and then
Yep.
they jumped right back up, and a lot of people followed suit when they're reselling too. So
Yeah, so that was our tinfoil hat moment of how PlayStation 4 is going to be the best selling console of all time. Is the PlayStation 5 is going to make the
yeah,
PlayStation 4 the best selling console of all time.
Yeah, essentially, that's what like I mean. I see it happening right now. How many
Yeah.
people like people at my work that aren't gamers, like in a sense, they're Madden, Call of Duty type players.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there buying PS4s right now because they can get it off a friend, or they can
Yep.
get it, or they can get it from GameStop, or they can
Well, and not
just
only
buy a
that,
brand new one for 250, 300. Like
from a business perspective, Sony can get you a PS4. Nintendo right now can't get you a Switch.
yeah, because of manufacturing reasons. Yeah,
Yep.
and there's enough that have been made already for a while
Yep.
that they're just
That are
sitting on.
probably just sitting in warehouses. The hardware's been around for years.
Yeah, I actually saw a video recently talking about like people going to stores looking for a Switch, and they
Mm-hmm.
literally can't find one anywhere.
Well, and speaking of Switch, not to go too far off topic, but Animal Crossing's on fire. Like
Yeah,
everybody's
and
playing
that's why
Animal
people are
Crossing.
looking for Switches.
Dude, AOC is playing Animal Crossing and like hopping in a stream with Gary Whitta or whatever, Elijah Wood, like all these crazy celebrities, like everyone in lockdown's all about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Like I've seen a lot of people streaming it, like making fun of Tom Nook. It's great. I'm not one to love those kind of farming
N-
simulator
nor
type
nor am
games.
I,
So,
and I've had my fun with those style games. I played Stardew Valley for a little while. It's cool. But what
but
usually
yeah,
happens is those games is I hit a wall of like 20 hours or something, and I'm like, yep, that's my house,
tapped
that's my
out.
village, that's my
Yeah.
thing. Like that's that. Same thing on mobile. I played Pocket Camp like what was it 2 years ago when that came out just for a little while, and it was
Yeah.
like, yep, built my house, got a chair, I'm sitting here. I don't
Speaking of
want
the
to go.
new releases, though,
I don't
did you
want to go
see?
break rocks anymore.
Yeah, speaking of the new releases, did you see that people already broke Doom Eternal immediately, and there's like a 30-minute speed run of that game
Yeah,
already?
I heard something about that. The
Yeah.
developers really weren't happy about a
Oh
35-minute
my
speed run of
god,
their
dude!
brand
They
new game.
Yeah, they figured out how to like use the scroll wheel for jump, and if you fall off of something, slow down time by switching weapons, and then spin your scroll wheel as fast as you can. You launch into the air, and you can just go halfway across the map immediately. So people are beating levels in like 10, 15 seconds.
Doom
It's insane.
Eternal, Doom Eternal was awesome, but the problem was that it couldn't live up to the hype of Doom because Doom 2016 was such a revolutionary
Mm-hmm.
thing that while it was an incredibly fun game and inventive the way they have like you attack with this weapon you get health, you attack with that weapon you get armor system,
Yeah.
that kind of like fight system in a shooter kind of thing, it just didn't resonate the way everybody thought it would. It
Hmm.
was great, but it was like, yep, that was a thing, that was fun.
Yeah, Joey just asked what we thought of the new Apex update, and I'm like, I don't really know. Honestly, Joey, you're the one who told me about it. I looked at one video of it. The new character looked pretty cool, but I haven't
uh
touched Apex. I was thinking about downloading it though. Have you looked at it at all?
Friend of the show, Irishman Murph, has been
Mm-hmm.
playing Apex quite heavily and says good things about the most recent update. I hopped in and played it for like a round and was like, cool, and then I left. Apex is fun. Apex isn't my game personally.
Joey says it gave you a full background on the Slayer, and he's like, so in my voice, it was fantastic. He said it was so good, so that's what's up. I'm not surprised.
Thanks, Joe.
I'll hop on it, dude. Honestly, I was thinking about it. I actually downloaded Fortnite the other night
Mm.
because of the concerts they've been doing, which I think is awesome.
Yeah,
And
it's
I ended up
a
missing it.
great
I
innovative
forgot.
idea to get people in.
So the new character is awesome. They fully changed King's Canyon. Okay, but the no rega hits is terrible right now. Oh great, like thanks. That really makes me want to hop in, Joe. He's like that
Well,
because
and
they had a problem with that before.
one of the things Fortnite put out there with the concert series is that they're not going to be ending this like chapter or this series or season or whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to call it until the end of June. So
Yeah,
if
smart
you
move.
want to get the battle pass and level up and get all the stuff, it's a good time for it.
I'm not worried about all that. I just wanted to see. I actually deleted it again already. I downloaded it for the event, and then I forgot about it because I was stuck playing GTA all
I
night.
bought the battle pass in like old season 2 back in the day, and I've just been running off that one purchase. I
Yeah.
just
I got
play
a
a
lot
little
of
bit
free
every
shit too.
season.
Yeah. I got you. Then what else was recently going on? Oh well, I just grabbed GTA. Been streaming that a lot. It's been really fun.
GTA 5.
People hanging out and like with me in chat. I've been playing with a few friends, playing online.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty
I played GTA 5. I played
pretty
GTA
fun.
5 a bunch. The online is better than the story. The story didn't grab me, and my big problem personally was I went from playing Forza Horizon 4 to
Mm-hmm.
GTA 5, and like the steering controls absolutely killed me. I hated driving cars in
Yeah.
yeah,
There's some
I hated it.
pinpoint like turning in that
Yeah,
game.
and
It really is.
coming from like Forza Horizon, like a racing game, like
Which is
it
the opposite. Yeah, it's
yes,
complete
yes.
opposite. I
It
know.
broke me. It broke me in a
Yeah,
way that I didn't
100%.
like it. But I have been playing the other game. I have been playing Red Dead 2 that just hopped on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun running around swamps, skinning
I,
gators and hunting bandits and
I was
being a
actually
cowboy.
thinking about borrowing that from Drew. He offered it to me a little while ago, but then I was like, wait, but if I get it, then I can play online with you. Like, and that'd be really fun too.
Yes, and
But I
that
spent a
much
lot
like
of money on games recently, so I'm hesitant.
that much like GTA 5 is a game that you want to play with other people. You don't want to play that game solo to like truly experience it. It
Mm-hmm.
has a fantastic story, but you know what I mean? You need to interact with people.
Yeah,
The GTA
fair enough.
5 cutscenes and story were fun from what I saw and interacted with, but like I just that GTA 5 didn't grab me that much.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but
Have you
it's fun right now. It's a good game to play on stream because there's a lot of fun new modes to
oh,
do. And if
absolutely.
I'm with
Absolutely.
friends, like it felt like the right decision to grab something like that and
Hmm.
like have fun on stream playing. So,
I've been doing some PC gaming as well.
ooh, look at
Setting up
you.
my PC, getting it ready because they just released Gears Tactics.
Yeah.
So I got my system all ready to go to play to that. XCOM Chimera Squad.
Oh yeah.
So I'm getting all the tactical games. Like this is a fantastic time of year for me. So I got
Wait,
all the tactical games.
is that the new XCOM? It came out.
That is the new XCOM that they is $20, but they released it like pre-order for $10. So $10 for a new XCOM game.
Oh,
Rather
dude, that's
than
super clutch.
build your own um, team or city or whatever, you are essentially a police force,
Mm-hmm.
and you're patrolling a city, trying to manage it with a certain preset squad that you can like customize to an extent, but it's almost a pre-built team instead of kind of making your own GI Joe team.
All
And it
right.
is after the story of XCOM 2, so you have aliens in your squad you're working with in tandem.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
interesting.
Drew's really excited about that. But he hasn't been able to get it because it's on PC.
Yeah, Gears Tactics is one of the ones that I'm personally excited for.
I watched some
So
gameplay that looks really good
it's
actually.
the Gears universe, which the Gears games are already essentially a fast-paced tactics games to begin with anyway. It literally just drops perfectly into that universe. It's a 12-year beforehand prequel,
Yeah.
ties in with the main character from 5, Kate. It's her dad in this. Um, this one gets a little bit more team based. You have like hero units, like
Mm-hmm.
main character units, and like a story essentially. Great cutscenes in it, and then you can manage your own individual troops. Like you have like randoms that you can train, and like the skill trees are huge though. The skill trees
Really?
are literally like 30 blocks of like this, that. Increase sniper chance 1%. So you can literally get super minute and tactical with this. It has full controller support, so I've been able to mess with it with a Xbox One controller on my PC. I really have to give Microsoft props because this was a really well done game that I didn't think was going to be anything worth a play, and
Yeah.
it's really something that if you like tactical games, you have to check out.
Yeah, it looked really good. I watched a let's play of it, and people looked like the guys that were playing it looked like they were really enjoying it. They were actually like playing it 4 player essentially, where they would each pick one of the characters. So it was
Yeah.
a bit of an interesting dynamic, and they were just like running through the map like that, and it looks so good though, because like just the way that the abilities are set up, and the
Mhm.
way that like each character has a certain number of attacks, and like and then you could give attacks to other characters. Like
Yes.
definitely, it looks like a really interesting tactics game.
And what I think Microsoft is going to do is I think this game isn't super polished,
Mm.
but it's looking real good. It's a little bit of a system hog. It definitely stresses my PC. My PC isn't the most powerful or the newest. It's probably about 3 years old. But it's good hardware and it plays fine. It just stresses it a little bit. The fan
I
kicks
got
up.
you. Yeah.
I think they may launch this as a Series X launch game on that.
Oh yeah, they should. They better.
Because it's only on PC Game Pass right now, or you can buy it on Steam, which is amazing that Microsoft is putting games out on Steam finally.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That is cool. And PlayStation's been doing that too. They've been putting their exclusives on Steam.
Yeah,
slowly but
exactly.
surely.
That's also another reason that I've stealth got my PC back up and running, ready and fighting form. Is I'm
Get a
going to
couple of
finally
them.
play Horizon Zero Dawn. Yep,
Yay! He's
yep,
gonna do it. One of the
yep. I'm
best
going to do it
games of the
finally.
generation. You're finally gonna play.
Well, and
Let's
this way I
go.
don't have to wait for PS4 to go $199 to actually get one.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. I don't know. It's something to look forward to, though, man. That's a good one. Hopefully, they put God of
Mm-hmm.
War out on there too. They said they have no plans of doing that yet, but personally, I think they're bullshitting. I think they're gonna wait until God of War 2 is coming around the corner and then they'll do it, because I think Horizon's gonna be one of the launch games, Horizon 2 for PS5, and that's why they put it out on Steam. It just makes sense. So,
Yeah.
and they did Death Stranding as well, but like, so that's
well, Death Stranding was like I don't want to say indie game, but like a third party game that was produced by them, worked with by them, but it's Kojima's
it
IP.
was backed by them. Yeah, they put a lot of money in it.
It's Kojima's game, so he gets to do weird things with it because he's Kojima.
And he likes PlayStation, so he felt comfortable. He wanted to go somewhere where he was comfortable because of the situation, which makes sense.
And I'm quite sure there was a mutual respect there, that they were like, "Oh, you can do whatever you want to do. Just remember who pays for this."
You're fucking Kojima. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
So what else?
Go hang out with Jeff Keighley and Guillermo del Toro. Let us know how that works out.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be showing up at Summerfest with him. That's his boy.
All right.
You got anything else that you wanted to bring up recently?
Yes. So, one of the things that I personally have been falling down the rabbit hole with that's kind of passed me by that I didn't notice was right before the world shut down, when everything went down, there was a little show called PAX that happened. You remember PAX?
Yeah, I remember.
At PAX, there was a panel.
Hasn't been that long. We're in quarantine, Chris. All right.
You sure? I felt like 1,000 years ago. They did a big deep dive on Baldur's Gate 3. I finally watched that, and I am so excited for that game on Baldur's Gate 3.
You were
the systems. I played all the old Baldur's Gate games on Mac and PC. All the expansions, Icewind Dale, all that stuff, Neverwinter Nights. This looks like an amazing game. It's 2-player local co-op. It's in the Divinity Original Sin 2 engine. That Larian Studios, that RPG roots that have huge fans. It's also going to be 4-player online co-op. It's got the D&D engine built into it, but it's like a fast-paced turn-based system.
Okay.
And it's got all the persuasion and combat and weird stuff. If you haven't seen the cutscenes, go check out some cutscenes. The cutscenes are very different from the gameplay. Keep in mind, because the cutscenes are super action oriented.
It's on that Magic the Gathering shit where they do like those super cinematic cutscenes. You're like, what game is this? And then they're like, card game. You're like, oh shit.
Well, it's not a card game, but it's like that. But
I know.
You have a map. You're moving your guys through. But Baldur's Gate 3, I'm super hyped for. I want to throw my money down for that one.
I know you are. You love those games so much. Turn-based, super story oriented. Like, oh man. I got my Switch back up and running finally. That SD card problem I was having.
The memory issue.
I got rid of that SD card. I'll just use it for storage for videos and stuff. And now I grabbed one. I gotta grab a Nintendo branded SD card so that I make sure it wouldn't work after all that. and then hop back in Astral Chain, dude. I
Oh,
have never
nice,
finished that because I was having issues with that, and then dude, oh man, that game is fun. That and then Okami. I never played Okami, so I
Oh,
hopped back into
Okami's
Okami.
awesome.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's a fun one for real.
And on the Switch, it lets you use the touchscreen to draw, right?
Yes, which is interesting. Or you could use motion controllers if you're playing it on the TV.
Oh, I didn't even think about motion
Yeah,
controller.
dude, Okami, they made some good adjustments for that. It
Um,
is really good on the Switch.
Speaking of Switch motion controllers, one of the things that I was talking to a friend about.
Oh, losing you a little bit. Yeah,
Well, we're
that
back. So,
that was
anyway,
unfortunate, but we had literally had 6 people
that's all
in
right.
here
Let's get back into it.
watching
Let's keep going.
all at the same time, dude. We were stacked, and then they were enjoying the conversation, and then you started chopping. That was drawing. Oh well, yeah, all good. I started recording again. Let's get back into it. Where were
Okay.
you at? You did you were talking about the motion
Here's
control situation.
Yeah, that I was talking to a friend of mine, and we desperately need to have Skyward Sword remake on Switch
Ooh,
because that game has only been out on the Wii at 480p at best.
yeah, very true.
Two, we have a Switch that has motion controls that are completely underutilized. Like half the games don't even use the motion controls. A at all, B well.
Yeah, and that game would
I,
be clean with that. And then the
not
co-op
only
aspect.
not only that, but I think people are hungry for another Zelda game after Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild. A, B, if Zelda 2 or Breath of the Wild 2, whatever you want to call it, isn't necessarily going to be ready this coming calendar year, they should probably have something in their back pocket to put out there. Unfortunately, the Link's Awakening remaster from Switch from Game Boy OG
Yeah.
didn't necessarily hit the way they wanted it to.
No, it was. Yeah, a lot of people liked it though. It got good reviews and stuff. So
It got good reviews for a story of a remaster, but it also wasn't a good remaster. They tried to remove the blocky map system of traveling screen to screen and make it flow. And in doing so, they kind of broke the game and made the whole game choppy accidentally. I don't know if that
I
was like
remember that.
I don't remember if that was like a late in development thing they tried to implement or what the story was, but up until about 2 months ago when I last heard, they still hadn't like really fixed that. The game still ran at like weird frame rates as you're traveling. So, I mean, that might just be a limitation of how
That's
the
something
game was
they can
OG
figure
designed.
out, though. Yeah, that's something they can figure out.
Yeah.
It is a little unfortunate, but I could see them going through a lot of the old games. I heard they were remastering Super Mario 64. So
Correct. And with remastering kind of that catalog of Mario that the word is they're doing, it wouldn't surprise me at all that they're going to take some of their old bangers and update them
yeah,
because the Switch is already a port machine to begin with. You've got a couple of first party originals that really sell, and then everybody's porting everything under the sun over to that for older games. Didn't they just bring out the BioShock collection from BioShock 1, 2, and
Yeah, they did. They've
Yeah.
been porting a lot of stuff over there recently, and it's all good. And then they just did what the hell is that game called? The game with Shulk. This is the main character. What the hell is that game? It's an original Xenoblade. Xenoblade 2.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, they just remastered that, and that looks incredible for the
Yep.
Switch.
And I played a little bit of the second one that was on the Switch a while ago, and that was a cool, weird game.
Yeah,
Very JRPG.
A lot of people are super excited about that. So I could just see them like going down that catalog of their OG bangers and just dropping remakes because a lot of it's reskin. Like,
well, exactly, and not to mention the fact that they're taking older games, like the fact that they got The Witcher 3 to actually run on the Switch stripped down. Now, granted, they did put out an update to make it like a little bit more and a little bit better optimized, but like that's what the type of thing they're doing is they're taking indie games and like hits from previous generations that people still want to play and have life out of, and they're putting them on the Switch and getting these games a second life.
Yeah. And it's working every time because there's so many Switches out there that have been sold, and like you said, so many people just bought it because of Animal Crossing. Like, I'm sure their numbers have skyrocketed at this point, especially during quarantine. Like, and the person that wanted one forever and just got that stimulus check is like, ooh,
yeah. Well, not only that, like we were saying, it's hard to find Switches and Switch Lights. $200 for a Switch Lite, not a bad deal.
No, that's very true. Yeah. Um. So what you been getting into lately besides just chilling indoors?
That's a lot of it. Walking with the dog. Yeah, I mean,
um.
6 foot apart from somebody else, walking the dog.
Yeah, right. I feel that, man. It's been the same ish over and over again. That's why I got this awesome setup now. I'm gonna be running
Yep, yep.
streams every day. I'm running streams now. I'm nonstop. Gonna keep going.
Sweet.
Regardless of what I'm playing, regardless of what it is, I'm just gonna keep going. And trying to make more videos now as much as we can, and then we are going to regularly do this podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I think that is the best play, in my opinion. I think we should do
What's
this
Jerry
as
have to
soon
say
as
about that?
possible.
Go yell at him.
I'm not sure if he's still in here or not. There's a couple people watching, but I'm not sure if it's Joey. But
There you go.
I do for sure want to do this again. So what kind of
I think
schedule
I
you
think we
thinking?
need to do this again, and I think we need to set it up where we can co-stream, which you and I will talk about offline, of getting either my Xbox or your PS4 as a feed up into this.
Oh yeah, we can totally do that. That's no problem. I
Yeah,
can do that in 2 seconds. I can pull us right up to the top of this screen,
that's
and
what
I
I'm
can
saying. That's
throw
what
the
we need to do.
PS4 right on it. I'm down, dude. Whenever you want. I mean, we'd have to play PS4 games or Switch, but we can't at my place. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean we'll figure something out, but yeah, we need to do something. One of the
Ooh,
games
you
I
could
picked up.
remote play if you get PS4 on your computer. The
I
PS4
can put
remote
it on
play.
my iPad.
We can totally play together.
Yep. One of the things that I've actually been playing is I picked up Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark. It's this
Ooh,
weird little
the
indie
hell's
game
that?
that's basically Final Fantasy Tactics. It is a love letter to Final Fantasy Tactics. I heard about it from Colin Moriarty from his
Mm-hmm.
like podcast or whatever. It is the most Final Fantasy Tactic game I've ever played. It's $30, but I caught it
Sounds
on sale for
interesting.
like 15. It's indie. But it literally is a love letter to that game. Everyone that plays that game gives it a 5-star review. It only has a couple hundred reviews, but every single person has an absolute like,
Wait,
I
what's it
love
called
you
again?
for this game. Fell Seal,
Yeah.
FELLSEAL, Arbiter's Mark.
Okay, I got you. That was
It
a
is
very abstract name.
it's super
Fell Seal
abstract.
Arbiter's Mark. I gotta check that out. Is it on? It's on Switch.
It's on PS4. I don't know if it's on Switch. It's on PC. It's
I
on
feel like that'd be a good
Xbox.
Switch game. That'd be a really good
It
Switch game.
totally would be a great Switch game, so you should check that out. But I saw it on sale on Steam like a couple weeks ago, and I thought about getting it. And then the next week, it was on sale on Xbox. And it's one of those like, oh, you learned second level as a fighter and second level as a cleric, so now you can be like a Black Knight or something, and like go hit somebody with a lightning sword. It's very cool. It's turn based, but like it's an awesome game to like sit down with on your
Yeah,
iPad or something and play while something
I
else.
I want a game like that. So
Yep.
yeah, I think I might have to check that out. I've been wanting something like tactical, something I can just chill and like watch
Yeah.
Netflix or YouTube or something and like play on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Which is one of the things that I liked about XCOM Chimera Squad on my laptop as like the girl and I are watching a movie or something.
yeah, yeah, 100%. But I think unless you got anything else you can think of, man, I think we pretty much covered just about everything.
Other than the monthly Xbox showcase things they're going to be doing, and the whole E3 substitute, just constant news is going to be coming. We'll be on here
Yeah.
talking about it. If you have anything you want us to talk about, please shout it out
Yeah,
in the chat. We'll
for
gladly
sure.
look something up or play something. Oh, actually, I completely forgot because it was such a
I knew you had
traumatic memory.
something.
I almost blocked it out. I signed up for the Stadia trial.
Oh,
So
yes, that was something you wanted to bring up. Why did we forget about that?
yeah,
Oh, I
oh,
mean, there's a reason
because
why.
it was a
No! I lost him again. So unfortunate.
traumatic
I lost you again. Lost
memory, and I
you.
blocked it out.
Wait, you're back.
You there?
Yes, you're back. You're good. Tell her to get off your Wi-Fi.
I'm going upstairs. We are
Oh, okay.
on the go. This is now a live feed on the go.
All right. Fair enough. I can hear you well and clear, so.
All right. So there we go. Yeah, so the Stadia live trial I signed up for. It was free. Did have to put in credit card information to my Gmail account, which I didn't like,
Okay.
but it was free. Um, I claimed about 6 of the 12 free games that they have available because half of them really didn't interest me. Most of them were indie games or older games you could play somewhere else.
Okay.
They had like the Serious Sam
Buffer.
collection.
Yeah, thank you, brother. My buddy just cut this dude commented. He goes, Buffer. Yeah, I know. He's
Yeah,
back.
yeah. So they had the Serious Sam collection. The biggest hit they had in the Stadia collection was Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to play Destiny 2 on the laptop with a mouse and keyboard, and it was unplayable, like literally unplayable.
Oh,
Every
God.
time I went to move a mouse to aim, it took about 3 to 5 seconds for everything to like catch up. I usually have very good internet, contrary to being disconnected from this thing a couple times. I have a gigabit download, but the fact that
It's
like
back. It's back at level. See, this is nice though. I can see the video frame rate and bit rate on the stream without
okay,
looking at the actual video, so it's nice.
yeah,
We're back up. It
um,
spiked hard down though. It's weird when you get affected, it drops with the stream's bit rate too. So it might
that's
be
weird.
on my end as well. So I gotta
Either
play.
way,
We gotta play with some stuff. It's the first go at it. We'll be all right.
Stadia was basically unplayable. That's
That
the
yeah.
moral of the story.
Well,
I
I
tried,
guess it's a related conversation. You know what I mean? This is
yeah, right. I tried.
unwatchable, and that's unplayable.
I have a super fast gigabit connection, so I have great download speeds. I don't really have any problems with anything like ever hardly. I'm surprised I'm having issues with this.
And
Um,
did you have bitrate issues with Stadia as well? Like, were you having the same like
so
unplayable issues?
the video quality was incredibly sharp. Everything loaded very fast. My ping was about 11, so I have a really good ping. It's fast. I apparently was pretty connected to the servers wherever they may be.
Hmm.
But for whatever reason, the like lag from trying to move was almost off the charts. Like it was insane.
Wow, that sucks.
The only original game they have on there is a game called Guilt, which looks interesting, but one game and Destiny that's not really playable isn't worth $10 a month when this free trial
No,
ends.
not at all. Not at all.
It's not playable on my iPhone or iPad. I had to play it in the Chrome browser from my laptop. Like I said, the video was good. Like it was like I was watching Netflix in terms of video quality, but it wasn't like interactable. Like I said, I couldn't. There was no way in heck I was going to be able to shoot anything with any consistency.
That's crazy. That's kind of
Yeah,
insane, dude. Like, why bother? They should have waited, man. They really should have. But I don't know. Well, maybe we can hunker down and make a little video about that later on.
yeah, because the idea of what they're presenting and the tech behind it is interesting.
Yeah.
But I've also been testing xCloud for about 6 months, and the difference between xCloud and Stadia is such night and day that I almost don't understand like how one can make it so well and one can do so poorly.
Yeah,
You know what I
you
mean?
showed me XCloud. It was insanely like
I,
just
I was
perfect. There
running
was no
I was
issues.
running the xCloud beta with 50 games off a $50 Amazon tablet, and it was coming through 1080p hooked up to a regular Xbox One controller, and it was absolutely perfect. I would have disconnects, I'd say maybe every couple of days I'd have one or two disconnects.
Mm-hmm.
That could also just be because it was a $50 Amazon tablet. But I hardly ever ran any problems. I could play Gears of War, and the reload was pretty accurate. It wasn't on point. There are some times that it might be like a split second,
Yeah, it's a good way to
give or take,
test it.
ear
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But the auto load was on point. I really can't have any complaints with xCloud. Now,
For what it is,
xCloud,
you can't have
yeah,
complaints at all.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's a free beta with 50 games, so like But
Yeah, 50
the
games.
fact, yeah, and the fact that they have the cross save and cross, transfer save feature already set up. So I was playing Civilization 6 on my Xbox. Went somewhere with my tablet, picked up with xCloud on the tablet my exact save, played for about a half hour, left, it saved, pick up the same save there with zero effort. I just my regular Microsoft sign in, nothing special, nothing like,
Wow. And it's
yeah,
that
and it
much of a difference. That's
that much of
insane.
a difference. That same experience works on any Windows 10 PC I sign in. It just works with that all ID,
Wow.
that Windows ID.
That's surprising that Google can't pull that together that well. Like
That's
with
what I'm
all the
saying.
money that they have and all the backing and all the issues.
Google
Like,
has that cloud and Gmail backbone to it. You assume they would be able to do what Microsoft
yeah,
does, but all that, you know, PR pump up stuff that they've been talking about, the Azure cloud backend, I guess actually is real
yeah.
because it's been working
Why
hardcore.
do you think PlayStation got right in on it, dude? There's no other reason Sony would be like, oh, I'm sorry, but we're hopping in bed with Microsoft. Like, it has to be something that nobody else could accomplish the way they did.
So what Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, and some of the other Xbox guys have been kind of alluding to or rumoring is that xCloud is going to be an add-on service for Game Pass Ultimate. So you have your games with gold included in that, your gold service, your xCloud, and then all your Game Pass games and all that in one ecosystem, because you're already using their servers to gain access and store your game saves for the Game Pass.
Yeah.
So now with xCloud, you're just taking all that and just throwing it up in the cloud.
It's like the perfect system.
So it could be $10 a month. So in theory, you could pay Microsoft $25 a month, have Game Pass, Gold, and xCloud, and you can play, 200 games anywhere you want.
Wow. That's crazy.
And if you think about it, $25 a month for 200 games is way less than you play for cable. You know what I mean? So, or pay for cable.
You got a damn good point there. You do. That's the one thing I was saying. Why I almost wanted an Xbox One is because of Game Pass. Because then I could get all those extra games I haven't played yet, like the last year's back catalog, and for free. Like Remnant is a perfect example. I'd be playing Remnant for the Ashes without paying for it.
And I was doing some digging online, and you can still find the Xbox One S, the all digital edition of this generation's, for about $150 to $135.
That's not bad at all, man.
No optical drive, but it's a 500
who needs an optical drive when you got Game Pass?
Exactly, but some people
that's the only reason I'd buy it, though, is Game Pass. Yeah. So I already have the PS4. Like, that's the only problem I have is there's not, like, you guys, a few of you guys are on Xbox, and I can play those games with you guys, but, like, the squad I always play with is all on PS4. So.
Well, and that's the same thing for me. The main squad I play with is on Xbox, so, like,
Yep.
Not really a reason to go anywhere else.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Yeah, but dude, I think we're about an hour in. We hit our mark, and I think we did it. This went relatively well. We got about
we got to work
two
with
or three
some
small
buffering issues.
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 small frame rate drops, and then we got the 2 big ones. But other than that, it went well. There's a lot of people.
Shout out to the chat for helping us out.
Yeah, and like, I really appreciate Rich, sending us 200 stars through the stream.
Thank you so much, Rich.
We had quite a few people coming in and out. Yeah, we had quite a few people coming in and out talking. I really like this idea. It was a good idea, not instead of just recording. The full video.
And like we said, if there's anything you guys want us to look into or anything you want to hear about, let us know, please. Because we are looking for new things to play. We love to try some new stuff.
I'll buy whatever right now. That along with any things you guys want to hear about, we're looking for content video ideas at all times. Send it over my way. Any collaborators out there, you guys see this, you want to do something, I'm down. You want to get on the podcast,
and between the two of us, there's not a platform that we're not on.
Check out the podcast audio on all apps. Check out our YouTube, please. Gonna have some great videos over there. To start posting them
Apple
all on
Podcast,
Facebook.
Google Podcast, all that.
Yep, posting everything on Facebook, and I'll be doing daily streams every day, trying to get done as many podcasts as we can. We're gonna come up with a schedule. I'll keep you guys informed if you're following our channels, and then I'm gonna be streaming every day, playing some games and stuff. I'll be doing that shortly, actually. But this was an awesome podcast, Chris.
Like and subscribe, Eric. Make sure you like and subscribe.
I'm way ahead of you. All right, brother. But yeah, I'll talk to you soon, and thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate it. And
always keep on gaming.
Peace out, guys.
Later.